Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Grant, Grossi, Grant. Doesn't matter. NFC Championship. Green Bay Packers are in it. It doesn't matter what this show is called because we just keep on freaking rocking. I'm your host, Tom Grossi. That right there is the illuminating Mr. Ryan Grant. Illuminating, yeah. We switch it up a little bit. Every now and then, just switch. Mr. Ryan Grant, you know, we were just talking off camera, and we're just going to jump right into this thing.
Yeah.
Everything you could have possibly wanted out of this weekend. You have the Packers against the number one defense, put up over 480 yards, put up 32 points, which is the most of the entire weekend out of any games.
Yep.
Right? The offense firing on all cylinders. Defense, especially your boy Rashawn Gary, putting up the most pressures in the game, making Goff uncomfortable. And the Packers have stamped their ticket and will be hosting the NFC Championship game this Sunday at Lambeau in the cold and potential snow. Ryan Grant, how you feeling?
How could you not feel phenomenal about all those things? You literally just spoke heaven out of your mouth right there. You know, literally, we cannot ask for anything more. The Packers are playing like we've said all season, firing on all cylinders. Their confidence is high. They're performing. Defense is rocking and rolling. Offensively, like we said off camera, they are doing what they want. I don't feel like there's a part of their offense that they has a lot. No, they can run the ball. They got play action. They can do drop back. Their screen game is. It's maybe I'd like to see a little more screen game, but honestly, when you have on the outside of the wide receivers like that and those bubbles and stuff like that, those are basically somewhat screens to some degree. So, in the manner of quick get them the ball. I don't really. They're the best football right now. I mean, they're the best football team right now. They're not just because I think, but they're performing. They're putting out the best product right now. I think they're the most well-rounded team right now. I think that they are the most consistent. To be able to score that many points against that type of defense, and it didn't seem. Said it wasn't a shootout, so it wasn't like they had, they just methodically. I just feel like they can do what they want, and that's what you want. You want to go up, have a team that no matter what situation, they feel like, oh, we can execute. So it's really just around what they do. As I said, I expect this game. I like the fact that we're playing the Bucs. I actually prefer that other than because I don't like shootouts. Shootouts can go either way, even if you are a high scorer. You know what I mean? But and it's funny. It's funny that a lot of people are saying that this might be a shootout. Have you heard that?
I think it's more just because both offenses have the capability of putting up a lot of points. I mean, Brady has been playing really well. Obviously, they have a ton of weapons. Leonard Fournette, big, powerful runner who's really starting to come along, has done well the past 2 weeks. I mean, the Buccaneers can put up points. I think it's just a matter, but I trust the secondary. I do. There's a couple times, where you were watching that game and you're like, okay, why are you playing so off? Why are we going into zone again? Got burned a couple of times. But overall, obviously you have Tom Brady coming in with a more high-powered offense than the Rams were. But, I think when you match them up and you go toe-to-toe with them, I completely agree with you. Obviously, they have a good defense. They have some playmakers on that side of the ball. Great run defense. Vita Vea might come back off of IR. But again, like Devin White, who was incredible in the Saints game, I had 10 tackles, one for a loss.
Shouts out to Devin White and kudos. You got to give respect when guys are playing at kudos. Devin White is an all-pro. He's performing at a all-pro caliber.
Yeah. And he made our lives miserable in week 6. And I think that, the comparisons that I see a lot online are like, well, you got your ass kicked in week 6, so it's just going to happen again. And the thing that keeps on popping up, and I was like, yeah, the Saints also kicked the Buccaneers' ass, week 9, and look how much relevance that actually held here.
About as hypocritical as it gets. I don't think that anybody who has any knowledge about football can look at that and say, well, first off, we didn't start off terribly. believe we started off 10-0 in that
Yeah,
game.
not maybe.
That game in that second half was like a totally different team. But I also think that right now how they're playing, it's a very big difference. This is why, yes, I expect that defense is strong on Tampa Bay. I like the way they got after us. And I expect them to try to get after Aaron. You know, like anything. I think in today's day and age, speed, and if you can get after, rattle them, throw them off. So they'll try some things, but I just don't see it. It's a lot. Yeah, I think that they'll, with everything, especially what's happened last week with Mike Evans and not really getting him going. I would assume they'll try to get him going. He's a big size guy. You know what I mean? Try to get him in some positions to kind of make some plays, but I don't know, man. This is what you want though. As a Packer, if you are a cheesehead, trust me, you want to be in this situation. With the way the Packers are playing, you want to play whoever they throw at you, and we like this matchup. Trust me, we do. We like where we're at. We like where we're going. And we do like the fact that even though it's Tom, and there's no one been better in regards to getting their team and leading their team to this. Yes, but I like what we have. I like 43-year-old Tom against A-Rod the God.
That's it, baby. That's A-Rod the God. Let's go. You know, and Rogers was talking on McAfee today and was talking about that. He kind of was going through each of the teams that he has been on in terms of like how they've made it to the NFC Championship game. You know, obviously winning it in 2010. I don't know if you knew that, but you know, doing that and then you know, kind of falling short, right?
Yep.
And mentioning that, you know, 2010, you have, you know, the obviously win the Super Bowl. He's talking about how young they were and like they didn't realize how good they were, and everything just gelled at the right time. The defense is playing well, the offense is playing well. He mentioned 2014, which he thought was the most complete team. You know, obviously what happened in Seattle happened in Seattle. And then goes on to talk about 2016 and just like, you know, getting destroyed by the Falcons. And they weren't, this is probably the least talented or at least amount of individuals on that team, just like as a cohesion of a unit. And then 2018, he said it was just super new. And 2019. And just this year, he just goes, we're just playing so much better football. He's like, we're just playing complementary football. The defense is playing well. The offense is on fire. And that's exactly what you need. You need that balance, and that can take you to a Super Bowl.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a complete team. And no one can tell me that right now there's a more complete team in the tournament than the Packers. Everybody probably feels good about their team, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're doing some good. But you can look at every single team and be like, listen, Packers, what are you looking at right now and saying they're not really doing it well? You know, I've said all year, maybe special teams, you look at that.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we haven't seen anything that's glaring. And what we have seen, as opposed to what we have seen is that guys are playing well. That defense has been solid. D-line has been solid. I love the fact that Gary, each week I'm going to keep saying that Gary's been stepping up. And really, like he is becoming, he's playing at a starter's level right now, which is great. That's what you want out of your depth. I mean, you want guys that can come in and you don't really feel like you miss a beat. And I'm a major advocate of trenches and D-lines. Being, you know, you saw the teams that were able to kind of beat us when I was there handily and, you know, and convincingly, just they controlled the line of scrimmage. It was usually teams with D-lines. Unfortunately, those were the Giants. Those are those who had strong D-line. So I love the fact that our D-line and our edges are playing lights out.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the offense before about just doing whatever you want. I mean, just Aaron Jones, 99 yards, had a 60-yard run to start the first play of the second half, which was just phenomenal. Shout out to Jamal Williams, who only carried it twice, but got 65 yards. And that was power, like determined running, because like we gave it to him in situations that were critical and he came through every single time. So
Jamal, that's, you know, what's funny? Jamal's, man, I don't want to go push forward, but it will be interesting to see all season my guys with them, because the value is so immense. And oh man, the two of those guys are clearly, you know, what Aaron Jones brings to the table in regards to performance-wise and his ability. Because that's league-wide. No, that's across the board. He'll be one of the major names and faces. Hopefully we are able to bring him back. But Jamal is gonna, if he continues this either way, I think he's made himself some money and he's put himself in a really good position to either make a major financial stake in the role that he has with a team, or potentially get the opportunity to be the guy somewhere. You know what I mean? So I love it. I'm all about guys performing and making themselves money, putting themselves in a position to win and get paid. So Jamal's a baller though. And any team that gets Jamal, Packers make it work if you can. But any team that gets Jamal, they're going to get a guy that comes to work and will immediately help a football team.
Yep.
Immediately. So,
I mean, they played well. Devontae obviously is Devontae. Alan Lazard had a big game, had obviously that big catch for a touchdown. Yeah. But also, I mean, shout out to the offensive line who allowed 0 sacks. I mean, Aaron Donald had 1 pressure. Obviously, Donald was hurt, and wasn't playing to his full capacity. But, the offensive line looked to handle that no problem. And I think that that's exactly the kind of performance they're going to need to have against the Buccaneers.
Yep.
And I think if they do, even without David Bakhtiari, again, I'm looking at this team, and you and I have talked about this many times. And we look at last year, and the confidence level was not particularly high, right? You had some optimism, but it wasn't high.
Yeah. I think we were excited and we were optimistic,
anything
but
could happen.
We could see some okay. I think there were some truths, and you know what I mean. There were some truths and some things that had been presented to us.
Yeah.
By performance in performances of the team, that it was okay, we're glad to be here, and yes, we feel like we deserve to be here, but at the same time, we might be outmatched in many capacities, in many ways. I don't feel that way at all this year.
No, I this is probably one of the most confident. So here's the thing. There's levels, right? So if you go back 2010, as soon as you beat Atlanta, I was like, oh, it's gone. You go in and it was
the way we beat Atlanta, we destroyed. It was nah, we feel too good about it.
Yeah.
They're nah, you can't, nobody can do this.
Yeah, it's done. Because that's the thing. It was the game against Philly, which was a close game, right? That was a pretty close game. There was a tough fought matchup. And then you go into Atlanta and just beat the crap out of them. And they're supposed to be the number 1 seed, and it isn't even close.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, I remember winning that game and going, oh yeah, it's a wrap. You're gonna go to Chicago next week. You're gonna win because it's Chicago, and then you're gonna go to the Super Bowl, and ain't nobody gonna stop you. It was that mindset, and I feel you have these performances, and I feel honestly, a lot of it stems back from even the Titans game that we had a few weeks ago. That performance that they put in, and they slapped the Titans around, who's a playoff team. And now, and it just seems every game now, it's just building and building and building and building. Yeah. You have last week's, the confidence just has to be sky high at this point.
Absolutely. And it should be sky high. I know that it should be sky high. And those vets should manage it well and say, we got a lot, but they should feel like we handle our business. There's nothing that can stop them. I remember in 2010, it's funny because even teams around the league kind of felt damn, these Packers, the way we were playing towards the end of the season, it's damn, these dudes.
Yeah.
So when we played the Giants, I think it was the last game of the regular season or something. It's close though. Giants came to Green Bay, and as a matter of fact, they ended up not being able to leave. It was a storm or something like that after the game, and they couldn't fly out. So the players from the Giants had to stay. Now, I was on the Giants before when I was younger, so I knew a bunch of dudes. So they hit me and were like, yo, we're stuck here. We're still in Appleton. What's up? So Tuck actually, I remember this. I was like, yo, I'm actually going to, all of us were going down to a Bucs game. So Justin ended up riding down with us to a Bucs game and sat with us. He sat in between me and Aaron.
That's funny.
And it was funny because he told us, he was like, y'all gonna win. He's like, based upon, I remember what we looked like when they beat us in 2007, when they were the 6th seed. And he was like, you guys are playing at such a high level right now that you're like destroying everyone. It's not even
you get it done.
Yeah, it's not even fair. And I feel like honestly, right now, the way the Packers feel, even though they're the 1 seed, they look like they're just playing super, super, super confident. Things are clicking. They're all playing comfortable. I said, yes, any given Sunday, and it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. But this is what you actually want. Any coach will say, right now we're in the best position and to accomplish exactly what we wanted. They should feel good about the preparation. They should feel good about the program. I like the game plans. I like what Coach LaFleur has been doing with guys. Shoot, that play, I don't know who called, whatever it may be, but that goal line play with Devontae.
Oh, abuse.
That was beauty. That was
Jalen Ramsey throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, and honestly, it was one of those, like, rightfully so. You knew he threw attention because there was nothing. He was so frustrated that there was nothing that he could do.
No,
that was one of those, like,
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like, what are you gonna do? That was brilliant what they did. And those are the type of things when it's like you don't even got to do, but just there wasn't nothing crazy done by Devontae. Nothing, you know what I mean? Just a basic, quick little, you know what I mean? And get him moving too much, he can't make it back. That's game. That's like, oh man. And
he booked it too. Like he literally with that, and he gunned it.
He knew it. Yeah. Because that's part of the thing. Because if he goes, let him run with them. Cool. Actually, and if you look when he ran with him the first time, Ramsey was a slight behind, a little behind, and he let him set up, which is good. He let him set up, and then boom it back. He wasn't ready. Oh,
it's so fun to watch him play because, like, I find that what Devontae does too is, like, when he gets off the line, like, he's not even running at full speed. Like, it's literally like it's like kind of like a jog, and then it's such a quick pivot, turn, cut, and like he's gone. And it's like watching backyard football, but it's like it's insane.
Yeah, he's got phenomenal body control. And if you look, it's not a lot of it now is because of what he's done in the past, and he has such a phenomenal resume. Like his catalog of what he can do off the line and different things. There's so much you have to respect.
Yeah.
And now he has the advantage immediately. Because guys don't want to mess up. So what they're doing is they're trying to play certain things. That one slant that he had against Ramsey, where he like just got him off the line, it was subtle and slight. Devontae wasn't a crazy, like, oh, I'm gonna go crazy hard or anything.
Yeah.
I think that you just have to respect so much about Devontae that you're behind the 8 ball already. You're at a disadvantage right away because you have to respect everything with him. So but yeah, it's lovely. It's beautiful pieces of work.
And obviously, as we head into the NFC Championship game, kind of like I'm just thinking, and Rodgers predicted on this on like 2014, and I feel like it's similar here. Like the amount of talent on this football team, to have Devontae Adams, to have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams in the same backfield, which is most likely going to be the last season that's going to occur.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those things that, like, you're right there. And I know Packers fans have kind of like that PTSD because we've lost in a lot of NFC Championship games. But, it's been said by Rodgers. It's been said by pundits. Like, it's a different Packers team this year. Like, it's different from last year. It's different from other iterations of the Packers. And I think, like, right now, you've been hitting the nail right on the head. Like, they have the best opportunity to achieve exactly what they want to do. And I think teams are going to be hard-pressed to stop them.
Yeah. It should feel like, you know what? We know what we need to do. Let's just play ball, play our game.
Yep.
Shouldn't feel like, hey man, we need to play our bet. We need to go out there and play it. No, we just need to play our game. And we play our game. No one right now can see us. It's not even a matter of they cannot compete with us. It's not even a game if we just play our game. So I am curious to see. I want to see what they're going to try to do with the run game against Tampa. I do want to see what we're
going to the outside did not work last
time.
Yeah,
so, and that's what I said. Yeah, with that and understanding that speed wise, that was a no-go.
Yeah.
The first time around. I want to see what they're going to do, whether or not AJ Dillon might have a role in some of this. I don't know. Yeah. What's the situation?
I haven't heard any updates on him.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. But I am curious about that. What we plan on doing, game plan wise in the run game, to set things up for Aaron, because I do think that if we, I'm big on play action. So if we can set certain things up to be able to get Aaron out the pocket or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect them to try to bring pressure on Aaron and stuff like that. So
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think, again, I'm happy it happened this way.
yeah,
Because like you said, it's Brady coming in here. He has such a history of making things happen. And it might be one of the last times you see them. I mean, this is the first playoff matchup ever between them. Right.
Yeah.
This is, if you are going to go to the Super Bowl, you want to see this game. This is the game.
Yeah, this is what you want. These are the type of games that you want.
This is it.
Brady versus A-Rod.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Just injected into my veins.
You could say two of them are at points where people thought they were quote unquote past their, but you talked all that smack and these two dudes showed you, nah.
Exactly who they are.
Yeah, exactly. They showed exactly who they are. They built the two of them, been about consistent as possible this year. And yeah, and kudos to Brady. Nobody gave him a shot in hell. And, he's a system. As soon as he leaves Belichick, I'll never do this.
Yep.
I personally have an issue when people are, oh, luck. I'm like, there's nothing. It's not luck. That's not how this league works. No. Even if you said, you know what, he doesn't, his defense won that game. That's fine. This guy has been a part of teams and been a leader on teams. Not just saying he's not like he's been a rolling stone on different teams and, it's
sure.
been a special teams. No, this guy has been the starting quarterback for many years, high profile, playing at a high level, leading. Everybody knows quarterback's the leader of your squad. You know what I mean? And this guy has found ways to lead teams over and over again. Brand new. First, it's not gonna happen because they're gonna whoop him. But he's in a position to be the first person to host his own Super Bowl with a team. No. Get out of here! What are we talking about here?
No.
So it's not gonna happen because Pack gonna win. But you got to give kudos. Even I know it's Pack podcast, but you got to give kudos to Brady.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
He's the GOAT. But with that said, I said it on Twitter. Aaron's the God.
That's it, baby.
He needs A-Rod to God needs to obliterate
gods to goats. That's what it is. And on a personal note,
we sacrifice the goats. We sacrifice the goats for the gods. Remember?
Oh baby! Woo! Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I'm optimistic. I'm excited. I am a bit disappointed. I went to the 2016 wildcard game at Lambeau.
Yeah.
2014 divisional at Lambeau. I needed this to complete the trifecta. And you're
not going? You're not going to go?
I can't. Season ticket holders. It's COVID.
Oh, so that's it? I don't know. I didn't know
holders, and again, I think they're rallying around 8,000 again. Okay. And it's the first respond, frontline workers, and which is great. That's fine.
No, I think that's fair.
That's fair. That's fine. It's just there's that mix of I want to be there.
Of course. Yeah.
So bad.
My family hit me and were like, "Are you gonna go to the game?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going." I said, "It is one of those things that, yeah, of course you want to be listen, Packers gonna win Super Bowl in a year that none of us get a chance to actually."
And I'm like.
But you know what? But how many teams still won't get that shot? So I don't care how we get it. This year has been a good year in regards to. I think there's been good football across the board, and I like the fact that we're seeing some new teams in the mix. I like the fact that we're seeing some young teams come up and do their things, and in the same breath, you got teams that are solidified by, the tale of two different. It's funny. Did you see that little thing that said AFC quarterbacks versus NFC quarterbacks? Yeah. The combined ages?
Yep.
80 and 40. So it's crazy. Yep. It's whoa. But I love that.
Young guns versus old vets.
Yep. You got the young guns getting it done. Young guns have been performing at a high level. And then you got these old cats that are nah, but let me show you how we still get it done here.
We still got some moves.
Yeah. Shouts to Drew Brees, man. Phenomenal career. I do think he shuts it down, even though that was not a performance that he wants to end on. I think he deserves to shut it down, and I think it's time. So
yeah, I agree.
But shouts to you the bomb too, man. Drew's arguably top 5, one of the best. So,
but we got 4 quarters left, and if we execute our game plan, we do what we have to do, we'll be heading down to Tampa. So hopefully, both teams will be heading down to Tampa. One will just be going home.
Oh yeah, exactly. One will just be
going home.
Clearing out the locker. They're both gonna be heading to Tampa. Just one's gonna be clearing the locker out.
That's it, baby. That's it. They got clear space for the Green Bay Packers. We got to put our stuff there.
We'll be taking over their locker.
Yeah,
they're gonna clear out their locker.
Gonna be waiting right behind Brady. He's like, "Oh wait,
clear that locker out for me, bro. That's what's up."
Yeah, make sure you dust it off too.
That's actually kind of cool. Packers win so they can get Tampa's locker. Go clear out your locker, boss.
That's it. Just go clean up for me. Make sure you clean up. Ryan Grant, if you had to guess, what this game is going to look like.
Yeah.
We were talking beforehand. You think the Packers win convincingly?
I think the Packers win 31-17.
Woo! I like that. I like that a whole lot. Okay.
I think it's close to what we did, maybe 31-20.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a one-score game. And I might be wrong. I might be optimistic.
Sure.
And I know people are saying, it's the NFC Championship. Yeah, I feel that good about the way the Packers are playing.
I'm all about it. Now, not to look past anything, obviously.
Yeah.
Not to look past. You want Bills Packers.
I personally do. Yeah.
I think the fan and that's another thing. Like,
we've seen the Chiefs. We know the Chiefs are legitimate. We know the Chiefs are the real deal. We know Mahomes is the real deal. We know they have talent out the wazoo.
Yeah.
I like the Bills though. I like underdogs, and I like underdogs that punch people in the face.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Bills all year have just been punching people in the face. And even when you look at that loss that they took, they haven't been playing bad football. They've been I think outside of the Packers, I think they're playing the most complete football. So I would like to see the Bills, because I also think that it's a great matchup. It's like, two teams that have been playing really well. What's the name's Kansas City's phenomenal. Like, nobody's questioning what Kansas City can do, but I don't think they've been playing. They're just very
best.
talented. Yeah. The Bills have been playing good football. Because I personally, even though I want the Packers to win, I want a good game in Super Bowl.
I get you.
I want to see a game of guys getting after it, and I think that most competitors want to win, but they want to win against the best. They want to be able to perform and display their attributes and their abilities against the best. And I think that the best is the Bills right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Gotta get it done.
Let's get past on Sunday, and then we'll talk about it next week as the Green Bay Packers head to the Super Bowl. Sound good? Go. Let's do it. Mr. Ryan Grant, it's always a pleasure. This could be a fun weekend. Let's enjoy it while we got it. We only had 3 more games of football left this entire season, and then really diving deep.
And I think that, listen, we didn't even know how this football season was going to go.
No, but we did it. We played it all.
We did. They were able to work it out. So, listen, I'm grateful for that. Just the fact that they were going to work it out, all the games. We're on a regular schedule.
How about it? I am all about it. Mr. Ryan Grant, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Ryan Grant 25 on Twitter. Ryan.Grant on IG. Oh, and I guess there's a new platform. Well, I've been on it for a while, but new platform. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Clubhouse. There's a new platform called Clubhouse where it's basically, and I think it might be really good for you.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's audio. So there's rooms and clubs that speak, and there's a lot of sports clubs. I'm in a couple NFL clubs. Darius Butler runs a good room where he talks about football matchups. So right after the divisional games, he had a room. He was talking about these championship matchups and stuff like that, and it's good. But they can find me there, Ryan Grant. Same thing, everything. If you look at Ryan Grant, you can pretty much find me.
You'll find me.
I look the same. I'm that guy.
Beautiful. I love it. At Tom Grossi Comedy and all things, you know where to find me.
What's up with the I'm not a drinker, but what's up with the bottle behind you?
Oh, this was a gift from a longtime sub. Ray bought me this beautiful decanter because Corey Benke from Cheesehead TV has a decanter, and I've always wanted it. Just his. Like, I always wanted it because it looked nice. And it came with like 12 karat gold glasses.
Oh.
And, well, Mr. Ryan Grant, you know, we streamed all the playoff games, and let's just say, you know, it went well.
It went well. There you go.
It went well.
We will take it.
We vibing. That's probably going to be gone by the Super Bowl.
There you go. I was say, it looks like it's already. I don't know how it started, but
oh, it was a full one. It was a full one. So listen.
Were those celebratory glasses?
Oh yeah, that was celebratory. We were doing shots, so yeah.
Okay, all right.
So hopefully, we'll be able to pop this baby open next week and be a good time. So,
we will.
Mr. Ryan Grant, a pleasure as always.
Absolutely.
I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.